They appeared to be right, and yet Islam's dark spirit called them lying slanderers. In this circumstance, the Meccans were absolutely right, and yet Muhammad deployed the same strategy. At the very least, this suggests that the Hadith and Quran had the same speechwriter, the same agenda, and the same wanton disregard for truth. It also tells us that those who knew this prophet far better than we could possibly know him today saw him as a terrorist raider, and a moral thug, and as a liar.
Tabari. The Muslims who were still in Mecca refuted this.
It was embarrassing. It meant that they had placed their trust in a man unworthy of it.
Ishaq. The Jews, seeing in this an omen unfavorable to Muhammad, said, Muslims killing Meccans means war is kindled. There was much talk of this. However, Allah turned it to their disadvantage. When the Muslims repeated what the Jews had said, Allah revealed a Quran to his messenger. They question you with regard to warfare in the sacred month. Say, war therein is serious, but keeping people from Islam, from the sacred month, and driving them out is more serious with Allah.
This became Quran 2:217.
The Muslims now knew that seduction was worse than killing.
Considering the facts, this was an inane excuse for violating treaties, kidnapping, theft, and murder. The Meccan merchants were minding their business. They weren't seducing anyone. Once again, the prophet behaves badly, and it's the pagan's fault, not his own.
Ishaq. When the Quran passage concerning this matter was revealed, and Allah relieved Muslims of their fear and anxiety, Muhammad took possession of the caravan and prisoners. The Quraysh sent him a ransom, but the Prophet said, We will not release them to you on payment of ransom until our companions, Sa'd and Utbah, get back, for we are afraid you may harm them. If you kill them, we will kill your friends. They came back, however, and the Prophet released the prisoners on payment of ransom. When the Quran authorization came down to Muhammad, Abdallah and his companions were relieved and they became anxious for an additional reward. They said, Will this raid be counted as part of the reward promised to Muslim combatants? So Allah sent down this Quran. Those who believe and have fought in Allah's cause may receive Allah's mercy. Allah made the booty permissible. He divided the loot, awarding 4/5 to the men he had allowed to take it. He gave 1/5 to his apostle.
Mercy for murderers, rewards for raiders, loot for profiteers. Allah's cause has been defined for the first time, and it's directly linked to a terrorist raid, one in which Muslim militants attacked civilians. They committed capital murder, kidnapping, and armed robbery. Islam was not preached. Instead, Islam was used to motivate the bandits and reward the prophet. The religion prompted barbarism rather than discourage it. This incident alone destroys Islam's religious credentials, Muhammad's authority, and Allah's credibility. God justifying criminal acts to satisfy a prophet's financial lust is unfathomable. If we are to believe Muhammad, Allah approved murder, terror, thievery, and kidnapping for ransom. Forget for a moment that this dark spirit was demented. This is immoral. An immoral God cannot be trusted. An immoral deity isn't worthy of a religion, devotion, sacrifice, or martyrdom. The same is true of an immoral prophet. Muhammad had sent out armed brigades in search of Quraysh, hoping to terrorize them and rob their caravans. When his militants succeeded, he betrayed his mercenaries to save his own hide, yet he still took the money. He threatened to kill his kin and ransom them back to his tribe. Then he claimed that his God approved his hellish behavior, which is the biggest crime of all. The only thing more devastating than a man professing situational scriptures to legitimize terror, murder, robbery, and kidnapping for ransom is to lure billions to their doom by implying these words were inspired by God. By so doing, Mohammed confirmed my theory. Islam was nothing more than the profitable prophet plan. According to the Sirah, Mohammed was a con man. There have been millions of murderers, millions of kidnappers, millions of terrorists. There have been millions of sexual predators. Thieves are a dime a dozen. There have been a score of men who have done these things while claiming to be anointed by God. Yet only one invented a religion and falsified Scripture to satiate his demonic cravings. This is why Mohammed, Islam's lone prophet, qualifies as the most evil man to have ever lived.